Hi there, this is Jody. I have been posting several pictures of some designer series paper bags that I've made recently, and I wanted to do a quick video to give you some tips and tricks. I want to start by saying I got this idea from another demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Her name is Rachel Tessman, and so I watched her video and fell in love right away. I just started, oh gosh, I have, four right here on my desk, five that I just made real quick. So this is a Christmas one, obviously, with the Christmas designer paper. And what really provoked me to do this right now is that Stampin' Up! Is having a sale on designer paper. So during July 2018, all of our, or I shouldn't say all of our regular paper, not specialty paper, is buy 3, get 1 free. So it's a great time to stock up on paper so that you can make these gift bags year round. What's really cool about these, because I've made bags in the past, but there's two things that are unique. First of all, the handles, and I'll show you how to make those, and also the fact that this folds up like this and collapses. So in the past, I've made bags that are basically just like, you know, the solid rectangular shape. They don't have any crease here or a fold here, and they've just used ribbon as handles. So those were a couple of the things that drew me to this particular bag as well. So I'll just show you this one really quickly. That's the Christmas. This is a birthday one made with some of our specialty paper. You can see the gold foil on that. And I'll pull it in here so you can see the satin ribbon that I used and the gold cord. A little bit of gold glimmer is sparkling there. And then there's a gold pearl on the hat. This one from the Petal Promenade is just so pretty. This is fresh fig ribbon and some of the white polka dot lace ribbon. Tag has some basic rhinestones on there, and I just love this package of paper. Then what I did also is I made a teeny tiny little one, and this was with a 6x6 piece of designer paper. So the others that I've shown you, I'll start with a 12x12, and I'll just pull this one back in so you get a point of reference here. So it ends up being, you know, about that big in comparison. So this is with a 6x6, this is with a 12x12. So in the end, this is about an 8-inch square bag, and this one is about 4. So that makes sense since you're starting with half the size of the paper. Okay, so I have written up some instructions, well, not really instructions. That is a diagram with all of the measurements and some tips on there. But what I did is I went ahead and let me just push some things out of the way. I went ahead and did the 2 pieces. So you want to start with 2 matching 12x12 pieces. And I went ahead and did all of the scoring. So you can see, and I scored it on my trimmer. Sorry, let me pull that in just to make sure you know what I'm talking about. So my Stampin' Up! Trimmer has a cutting blade and a scoring blade. And I did all of this with my scoring blade. If that's not something you have yet, you will definitely want to get a trimmer and make sure it has scoring blades. Okay, so I went ahead and did all the scoring on my trimmer and then came back in with my bone folder and just, you know, went over each scored line so they were all creased really well. And then as my diagram shows, there's a few spots where you want to notch out some of the designer paper so it folds more easily. And then my diagram also will show you where to place the tear and tape. That is a nice strong adhesive that we have with Stampin' Up! That you can use scissors or you can just go like this and tear it off. So there's some tear and tape here and here on the back of the bag. And on the front you have those 2 spots as well, plus around the base here. On the front, or I should say outside of the bag, this is the pattern that I'm having, and I have 2 strips of the tear and tape on each of the edges there. All of this that I've shown you so far is on my diagram. The reason I wanted to do the video is because I feel like it's kind of hard to explain step by step how to do the next few parts, where just showing you on a video seems much easier. So let me kind of fit this together and show you. This is the front, and the reason I know that is because there's no scored line here. If you recall on the bag, there's an extra scored line on the back where it will fold up. So that's how I know the front and back on these. So this one here has the extra scored line where it will actually fold in. So this is the back of my bag. Okay, so I am going to take, basically what you're going to do, this is going to fold in and this is going to fold in, and you're going to have your bag attached just like that. That makes sense? So what I'm going to do is carefully peel off the backing on this tear and tape. And then, let me see, I need to make sure this lines up, but I don't want to get in the way of the video either. This is a very strong adhesive, not terribly forgiving adhesive. So you want to make sure that where you place it is where you actually want it. It's not one of those things you're going to be able to lift up and reposition, which, you know, you don't want adhesive like that when you're making a bag. So I just lined up those two edges like that. And now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I've got my piece here with the tear and tape. Oops. Pull that off. And then I can just, I might go this way again. No, sorry. It's much different doing it on a video than just sitting here by myself doing it. And then I'll make sure that that edge is lined up well and press that down. Okay, so this, if you noticed on my bags, the top was always folded down, and that was a fun way to get a sneak peek at what the inside pattern is like. So these two spots, these two areas, fold down like that. And I did use the bone folder to crease it that way to make sure it would fold, and you can kind of see how that's going to come together like that. So what I want to do, this is the front of the bag from, actually the back, from here to here. And I'm going to set my ruler on here, so it's 8 inches. And I'm going to, oops, sorry. I'm going to grab my pencil so that I can make some marks. I want to make a mark at 2 inches and at 6 inches. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing at 2 inches and 6 inches. Okay, get that out of the way. And then I'm going to pull in my 1/2 inch circle punch and kind of lift this up so I can separate the front and back. And what I'm going to do is just notch out and pop a little area right there, and that's going to be for the handle. So I'm notching it out on that side, flipping it over, doing the same type of thing. I'm basically just going in far enough to pop out that little pencil mark so you don't see it. Okay, so the handles, I will come back and show you how to do the handles. I'm just going to pull them in for now and add them. So let me see which way I want to curve it. I think I'll curve it this way. So what I'm going to do to start is fold this back up and take about 1 inch of the tear and tape, and I need 2 pieces of that. And I'm going to place it right at the bottom of that little notched area. Now you want to make sure you don't get too much, because you have to make sure that when it's folded down, covers that up. You don't want the tear and tape extending down here, because then it will stick on whatever it happens to touch. So I'll peel these off, and then this is going to go in and stick right down on top of that. And same thing over here. And you just kind of play with this to get the curve that you want. Again, I'll show you how to do the handles in just a moment. Okay, so now I've got those 2 spots stuck down on the tear and tape. And then I'm going to add another couple of pieces. I just want to make sure that these are really secure. And so I'm going to just place them over it, going the opposite direction, so that it holds it in place. And then when I peel that off, I can just fold down that flap of the bag. Okay, so that's nice and secure. And then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So fold that up, add my 2 1-inch pieces right underneath, peel them off maybe, and stick down my other handle. So what are you thinking so far? Do you have any guesses what this handle is made out of? I was surprised at how easy it was when I first watched Rachel's video, so it's pretty cool. And I just like how sturdy it is. I like that it's not ribbon. The ribbon's pretty, but it's just like floppy, and for whatever reason that kind of bugs me. So I like having a sturdy handle on a gift bag. Okay, securing it again with these extra pieces. One more over here. And then I'll peel this off. One thing I will say, if you've followed me for long, you know that quick and creative is what I'm all about. So I like to do mostly cards that are pretty simple. You know, they have some little wow, but I'm not one that really does a lot of putsy type thing. You know, I'm not going to color every little detail of a super detailed stamp or hand cut something out. So, you know, these bags take a little while to do each one, and so it's probably the most time I've spent on one project in quite a while. But as I said, I've made so many of them now, and I'm really enjoying it, so it's been fun. Okay, so what you're going to see now here is on the side of the bag. That's going to just flip in. So that was our extra little flap. That's going to flip in and peel this off. It's a little bit tricky to get there. I'll hold it this way and it's better. Again, it's a lot different when you're not trying to hold things for a camera. And then I'll just line that up and that secures. And then this crease, of course, will go in like that. And then we'll do this other side. You want to make sure, you can see here too, I want to make sure I don't get the adhesive too close to the edge, because depending on where stuff is folding in, we don't want it to stick out past the edge. So I'll push this back in and get that secure over that. Okay, there's a little bit there. I might have to use some adhesive remover, but it will work. Okay, so I've got the basic part of the bag done. Now all we have to do is the bottom, which is actually pretty easy. So you know that this is the front of the bag because it's got all of that tear and tape. So what I'm going to do is just kind of fold these in this way. So this part will go in first, and then the two flaps, and then this will come up. So we'll see how this goes doing it for a camera. So I'm peeling off the inside part. The biggest thing with this is that you want to make sure it's like square with the bag. You don't want your bag to be, you know, like not at a right angle here in any way. So it might have been, oops. Hold on. Okay, let me try to put my hand underneath here a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oops. Okay. And then this side. This is much easier when it's just laying on your desk. Okay, then I'm going to peel up the inside parts of each flap and just kind of set that on there. And then what I'll do is just set my hand in here and secure it a little bit before I do that bottom flap. Okay, now it's just a matter of peeling off the bottom pieces of the tear and tape. And then we'll secure that bottom and be done. The other little thing that I did, of course I showed you on all of them, was added ribbon and then a little tag of some kind. So it's really fun to be able to make a gift bag, you know, for Christmas, obviously. I know it's a long way away, but you can get started on those now, or birthday bags, or, you know, just any special occasion you want to give someone special gift packaging. Okay, so that is it. This here again is my crease line, so I know that's the back. So I'm just going to guide the sides in. Got that crease line there, and can fold it down. If you want to come back in with your bone folder and just refold some of these spots, you can. But it's that easy. And the more you do, the more comfortable you get. Not doing it for a camera is definitely helpful as well. So there it is. And then, like I said, you can pull in and make whatever little tag you want. Now, the last thing I want to do is show you how to do this handle. So what I did was I took a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper from my printer, just pulled it out. So I took half of it. I just folded it in half this way and tore it right down the center. Then what you do, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this from where you are, but like kind of over the edge of your desk and then back with the bone folder, you want to just kind of curl the edges to get them started in the direction that you're going to want. So this is just regular old paper, and it's going to make a nice strong handle. So like you can see, the edges are curled, and I'm going to take this and start folding, and I kind of want to go up rather than over. So I'm going definitely more in an up direction than to the right. And you just kind of guide it like this. It's kind of funny because right now it's summer and it's been super hot here in Michigan. And so this reminds me of rolling up the solar cover on the pool because you kind of want to keep it tight to make it easier to take on and off. And so you just keep rolling. So let me pull this one in that's just about done. So this is just to the very end. It ends up being about 11 inches long. And then what you do is just take your regular snail adhesive, and for the last little bit, you just put some snail on the edge, not on your desk. And then you finish rolling, and that snail just secures that handle. Then the last thing I did was I take my bone folder and you just curl it. And you can be pretty rough here. It's pretty sturdy. So you just want to take the edge and curl it so you can see the shape coming. Now you'll notice, or remember, when I put it in those little notches in the bag, we kind of twist it so that they are flat. So you can kind of go either way. Like it's definitely going more this way naturally than that way. So this is the way I'll do it. And like I said, you can just play with it, get it to bend the way you want it. So this would be what sticks down inside that bag on that tear and tape. Okay, I think that is everything. I have a lot of pictures of the different bags I've made on my Stamp with Jodi and Friends Facebook group, and I will also be sharing my instructions, the PDF with the measurements and everything in that group. So if you are interested in getting your hands on that, just click the link to join Stamp with Jodi and Friends, and you will have access to that as well. I hope you enjoy making all of these bags, and don't forget about the buy 3, get 1 free designer paper special. Thanks for watching.